So it's incredible to see Sun in first degree and Uranus in 27th degree and all of these.
Yeah, it's all there. It's a lot of energies, and it's taken me a long time, Santos, honestly, to actually become authentic and believe in myself and have direction. Actually, to tell you the truth.
Yep.
Because I'm not sure a lot of the time, but now I'm more sure now than I ever was when I was younger of what I want to do in the future.
Yep. Well, these planets will cause you to be an individual who's not going to wait around for someone to teach them, guide them, direct them. You're going to go and get all that stuff yourself. These people are go-getters. They are self-conscious, very self-aware, and they know their role in the world, and they know that they've come here to do something. And they're not so concerned with others, partners.
Right.
I mean, you got divorced, didn't you?
Yeah, I got divorced in 2015.
How long was that?
We were married for 5 years, and I married a Leo. I married a Leo sun, and she was a Virgo moon like me. And her Venus was in Virgo. Her Venus was in Leo. My Venus was in Virgo. My Mars was in Leo, and her Mars was in Virgo.
Yeah, yep. That's the sort of stuff that brings people together. Those people are destined to meet or get together or, at least know each other. That's, if you pay attention, you will see these things.
Yeah.
And have you had relationships before that?
Many, yeah.
Many. Okay, so...
Well,
Jupiter.
I'd say... yeah, I have, but they wouldn't last longer than a year and a half.
Okay, not a problem. Well, I'm just looking for that in your chart. I don't really see that, although you've got Jupiter right on the ascendant, which makes him very, very strong. And of course, Jupiter Zeus,
Yeah, Zeus.
In Greek, Zeus. Jesus, he loves to, he is very polygamous, put it that way. But it's not suggesting that you are. But if Pisces is in your 7th house and Jupiter is the ruler, well, then that does suggest, not just one relationship or two. It suggests many opportunities, all right? So, because Jupiter is prolific in that way, and so is Mercury. That would be another one that would suggest a lot of connections.
I'm a big flirt. I flirt with everybody.
Yeah, great.
And before I married my my ex-wife Bonnie, I started getting in this swinger scene.
Oh,
where there was like these women that were married, and it was bizarre. And my name back then was Johnny Cowboy, and yeah, that was what I did for a while when I was a bachelor, and and I got actually kind of sick of it,
Yeah.
And then when I met Bonnie, I fell in love with her, and we were together for about 11 years. After 6 years, we got engaged, and then we got married, and then we got separated and then divorced.
Yep. Yeah, love will change that, but you'll get sick of those things. Like people who overindulge in sex, alcohol, drugs, and everything. That's just a phase. It's not something that's ever going to be permanent. The only thing that is permanent is the transmutation of the being, the improvement of the being. And so you will now be in a mode where you will just be improving on yourself, and you will be getting enlightened and working on yourself. And that will always be happening once you get rid of the addictions and all of those, parts of your past. Now, the other thing is you've got Neptune in the 3rd house, which is very nice for your communication style. That's your communication style.
Mm-hmm.
I also have Neptune in Scorpio in the 3rd house.
Oh, wow.
Now, Neptune is the planet of syncretism. So when you speak, I guess you could say you are connecting things together. Your way of communicating is not so limited and narrow-minded. It's broad, expansive. Your way of speaking is all-embracing. You speak from knowledge, and your Neptune is not retrograding, so yours is way better than mine. My Neptune's retrograding, which causes me a lot of problems when I communicate as well.
I actually just wrote a book.
There you go.
I wrote a book. I published it about a month ago on Amazon. It's called Waterslide, Time Machine, Portals. And it's on Amazon now. And now I drive for Uber, and I didn't realize that driving for Uber is a way of marketing my book, because now people they see it and they want to buy it.
Oh wow!
It's amazing. It's like, hey, I don't bring it up all the time, I just bring it up if it needs to be. And yesterday I met a guy who had the same birthday as me from New York, and he was born in the same place as I was born, in New Jersey. It was weird coincidence on April Fools. But that book is great. It's a book of poetry and short fiction.
Wow. And then the other thing you have there is the 8th house, which is, of course, the house of, it is connected to sexual activity and knowledge, etc. You've got Saturn there. He's the only planet you've got retrograding, by the way. So, and next to him is Rahu. So this placement of Rahu, the North Node in the 8th house, suggests that you need to grow in knowledge of deep, esoteric, profound, hidden, and non-superficial knowledge. You are here to uncover deep, hidden things, I guess, and not be so superficial, not be materialistic. It's a very spiritual kind of a house. It's about creativity. So you've written the book, that's here in Neptune in the 3rd house. You've got Rahu over here, your purpose, which is to be a profound individual of great learning and uncovering secrets, etc. Saturn retrograding in Aries. Do you ever get headaches?
Hardly ever.
Yeah. I don't always assume that Saturn retrograding in Aries is going to cause headaches, because I've seen it. They've been very, very bad. I've noticed that sometimes it doesn't happen, especially when Saturn is in the later degrees like yours.
Uh-huh.
So you dodge that one, I think.
Yeah. I have a yod, don't I?
All right. Huh?
A yod?
No, that's not a yod.
That's not a yod? I was told that that's a yod between Neptune, Saturn, and what is it over there? Pluto, I think. No?
Well, I suppose it is, but those quincunxes, I don't deal with those at all.
Okay.
Modern astrologers do. They are, an area in your chart which is challenging, I guess that's what they say. But I would, if that was in a trine, yeah, that'd be a yacht. But I suppose you could call it a yacht, with 2 quincunxes. But hey.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but apart from that, the chart's pretty straightforward. I've got all the progressed planets on the outside.
Oh.
So you can see your sun is now in Libra. From Virgo, it's gone to Libra. We'll be there for another 20 years. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 15 years. No, 10 years. Sorry, I'm doing this all wrong. So, and you've got Mercury there. Mercury is now retrograding in your progressed chart, but in the second house, which means lots of money transacting. I guess, this will be good for income, having the sun in the second house. 30 years ahead of you will be, dealing with a lot of income. Mercury retrograding, though, might cause you to have some reverses in income. Okay, so that might mean, some debts as well,
Yeah, I've got some debts right now that I haven't had debts for years, but after the divorce, I had some debts, about $6,000, and now with the Uber driving, I'm actually making money where I could pay that debt off within 12 months. If I pay it off, I can do it in 12 months. So.
Okay, so when did the debts begin?
They began in about right at the divorce at 2015.
Okay, let me just go back to 2015 and see if Mercury was retrograding then. Yep, he was. Let's check when he did begin. Just to give you some perspective.
Okay.
No, he was retrograding then. Let's go back a good slice. 10. Not to be worried about that. It's not a problem, Yeah, even in since 2010, he was Mercury retrograding. I just want to see when he started, because it might be able to explain a few things for you. 2005, and I'll let you know when he's going to get out of that retrograde.
Okay, thanks.
So 2005 is good. Let's go with 6. Luckily, I've got my speed on my computer back. Yesterday was very, very slow. Okay. 2006 is good. 2007. Okay, jeez. All right, 2008. Well, it's 2009. Just let me confirm it, though.
Yeah, that's when I got engaged to my ex-wife.
Okay, well, there you go. So let's have a look at that properly. Yep, 2009. So Mercury retrogrades for 21 days. That'll be 21 years. So from 2009 to next year will be 10 years, and then 2030, that's when he stops retrograding for you. Now, let's go back to here. What year have we got here? 2000. Okay, so no, that's not good. Just give you some clarity on this in a minute, and I'll get myself in the right place. So in 2020, Mercury will get out of there. Now, this doesn't suggest debts. I'm not saying that, but when Mercury retrogrades in whatever house he's in, he brings reversals. Okay, so this is the house of wealth, substance, income, money, resources, assets, values, family values as well.
Yes.
So that started, we just found out in 2009. So for 10 years, you've already been feeling that Mercury retrograding. It will affect your family life, your values, your income, etc. All right. So you might be able to meditate on that and work out what that's been, what that means.
All right.
I'm not suggesting that it means, you're going to have a lot of debts or you're going to incur debts. It just means that the income, it might even mean that your income, the way you bring it in will change. It will come in from another source, from another asset, from your travels, because now you're an Uber driver, right? So Mercury's the traveler.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, Your other planets here haven't progressed much. Mars has, actually. Mars is now coming into the first house. So this is the one to watch, Mars. He's going to bring you a lot of action. This is probably where you were inspired to write your book, when Mars came into here, actually. Okay. So that's one to watch. And the only other big mover is Venus. Whoa, Venus is in the house of brothers and sisters. Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have one sister, younger.
Okay.
She's a Pisces.
Yep. Opposite you. So Venus now in that house will bring a lot of goodies there. This probably also is your inspiration for writing the book, because this is all about writing, communicating. So Venus now is here, which means, especially when Venus gets close to Neptune in the next couple of years, writing and communicating will change for you immensely.
Mm-hmm.
So something is going to happen in the communication house, as well as, love for your community, friends, your brothers and sisters, etc.
And neighbors, yeah.
And neighbors, exactly. And then the moon in the 10th house, that's the big one, the house of career. So last year, it appears something, something nice happened there in the career, maybe a change or an improvement. But this year also will be big for your career and for your public life, public image, reputation, etc.
I graduated from Second City Improv last year in October. And with that improv class that I graduated, I wanted to start doing stand-up in Chicago. And I haven't started doing stand-up because I didn't finish my book yet. I said, let me finish my book, and then I want to get my stand-up going. And I just finished the book, and this month is probably when I'm going to go on stage somewhere in Chicago and begin doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to be part of that moon being up in the 10th house or not, but I don't know.
Yep, it is. Yep, moonshine. It's someone who is going to get attention in the public. So now would be the best time to launch that. I'd be doing it this year.
Yeah, I'm going to do it this month. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for Taurus season to come to make it more grounded.
Stable.
Yeah, stable.
Yep, do it in Taurus and it'll be effective and stable. And besides, you have a complete whole year ahead of you of that, because the moon this is the year for the whole of next year as well. So now I've pulled up this.
Is the moon in Cancer or Gemini now? The progressed moon. Cancer. Okay.
Yep. Wonderful. Now, this is your solar return for, let's go back to this current year, because this one's the next year. All right. So what's going on there? Yeah, big illuminations year. Big year for enlightenment. Also big year for you. Moon in the first house. You. And money, Jupiter. So there you go. See, in the solar return, you see Jupiter is bringing you abundance in wealth. The best planet you could possibly have. So that was a good year for money.
Yeah.
Even though, you've incurred debt, it's the income, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Social life, big year for social life too. So not much information there about career. Let's go back to this solar return. Okay, so the year after your next birthday, what's going to happen? Possibly more to do with your writing. Venus in Libra, that's a biggie. So when you hit your next birthday in August,
right?
Going to be a great year. You see, you've got to look at everything.
Mm-hmm.
So Venus in Libra is going to be good, very strong. Bring you a lot of stability there in income and family life. Jupiter in the third. Jupiter will bring writing, communication, travel, lots of trips, a lot of trips in your Uber driving.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Mars and Moon and Pluto in the fifth house. Lots of pleasure, lots of, romance, fun, games, entertainment, enjoyments, etc.
Interesting.
Transits. Have a quick look at transits.
And isn't my Chiron return going to be coming up this year? Or
let's have a look.
We can go to transits first if you want.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm 49 right now, so this birthday's going to be 50.
So what?
I'm 49 right now. This birthday in August, I'm going to turn 50, so I think it's after that, right? The Chiron return?
After 50. Yeah, what's Chiron's cycle? I don't remember.
It's like 50, 51 years, something like that. It all depends. But there it is.
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. What else have you got? North Node. Yeah, North Node. Look at this. In Leo on your Mars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's one to watch. Social life, hopes and dreams and aspirations. It's going to be, big year or two for that as North Node retrogresses through that house.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else really. Oh, this is a beauty. Look at this. Mars and Saturn in Capricorn. Mars exalts in Capricorn. Saturn rules Capricorn. This will be very, very good for your home life, investments, property, cars, anything like that. Be a great time for you to invest your money.
When's that? My birthday there?
No, this is transits.
The transit when Mars and Saturn?
Yeah, well, they're both in Capricorn right now.
Aren't they conjuncting right now, like today?
Yeah, this is the transits.
Ah.
But Saturn will be here for a year.
Yeah.
Mars is there now, so this is the home life, properties, investment, stuff like that. So buying a car would be a good time right now.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, look, in the transits, it's only worth checking the slow planets, really. Like the moon. Moon's racing around here real quick. Like Jupiter's lingering in the third house, the house of writing, communicating, short journeys, etc. So, and that's about it. How's your health?
I'm a little overweight, and that's it. That's it. I'm at 260, which is, I don't like it. I got like a little belly here. You can tell Jupiter's in my first house. But it's overall pretty good, except for the being overweight. But now that spring's here, I want to start riding my bike outside more often,
Yeah, well, Virgoans tend to love their food, and they can be gluttonous.
Yeah, I am gluttonous. That is true.
So watch out there, brother. Any more questions, or?
Well, I looked at my North Node. Tell me more about having a North Node in Aries in the 8th house.
Yeah, well, as the 8th house is the house of deep esoteric knowledge. It also has to do with death, of course. Is your father alive?
No, my father passed away when I was 18 years old. He got electrocuted under a dishwasher at the restaurant.
What happened? He got electrocuted?
Under the dishwasher at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. He suddenly disappeared when I was 18. So it's been like, my mom wanted me back home, and I was at Michigan State University, and then it took me 9 years to graduate college, and I went to 4 different universities because I kept going back and forth from being at home and going away, and I was on drugs at the time too. So.
Yep. Gotcha. Let me see this. Let me just check out what else is going on here. Where was your information? Oh, yes. So, 7:28 a.m. So the 8th house, having Saturn retrograding in that house. Saturn is the father, yeah?
Yeah.
And Sun is the father as well. Okay, so both of them are in scary houses. The 12th house is scary.
Mm-hmm.
It also has to do with hidden things, self-undoing, all of that sort of stuff. And Saturn is the planet of father as well. So retrograding in the house of death, that shows, that the father's life is involved, and obviously you can see what happened, an early death for the father. Same thing can happen if the sun's in the 8th house. The sun in the 8th house can cause, disturbances, bad health, early death of the father, etc. So your purpose is Rahu, and your destiny, and so that would be exploring things on a deep level, carnal knowledge, esoteric knowledge. It's about experiencing deep things, which you've told me that some of the things that you've done in your past, and that's that's something that a lot of people don't do. You've gone into some places where others don't venture, and now you're learning, astrology, you're changing your diet. That's all the transformation of the 8th house. The 8th house is death and transformation. So you need to transform, you need to transmute, sublimate, grow, evolve, develop. If you're not doing that, then you stagnate and you're going against, the will of your chart.
Okay.
And what I would be doing too is I'd be going online, and I would say, I would be searching 8th house, Rahu, meaning. That's another thing I would do, and I'd be clicking in here. Just give me a minute. I just have to attend to something.
Okay.
I'll be back in 30 seconds. Hang on.
All right. Take your time.
Back.
All right.
Yeah, all right. So anyway, you can do that. Just look up there and learn all that. So transits, yeah, that's all done. Interesting. All right. Questions, brother? Hit me with questions. Otherwise, I don't know what to look for.
Okay, no problem. One thing that you say in your YouTube channel, you talk about the Christ, the chrism, and when it's the moon. Like for me, if my moon is in Virgo, that's when it's going to start descending the oil.
Yeah, ascending.
Ascending. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, does that take from one moon, Virgo moon, to the other Virgo moon?
Well, no. I mean, when the moon comes into Virgo, that's when that's your new moon, your personal new moon.
Right.
So, and the action of the moon when it's conjunct your sun is to produce a psychophysical germ in your solar plexus.
Okay.
And so for those 3 days of the transit of that sign, that's when it's being prepared and born, and so it's a very delicate time. So all I say to people is to be moderate and be aware of that. You might want to fast for that day. You might want to meditate and chant, and then what you do is slowly, keep being moderate, of course, for the next few days, for the next week or whatever. But you can't then just go straight into heavy anger, intoxication, eating, etc. You still have to look after that seed because it's a continual process for the month, and you've got to elevate it. It's got to be looked after. If you should do anything excessive, you'll burn it, you'll destroy it. And so you get 13 of these every year.
Every year, right?
When the moon conjuncts the sun. So those are opportunities. It's not about just one day abstaining from sex, and I teach that we should be moderate in all things all the time, and we shouldn't be ejaculating. You can have as much sex as you want, as much as you need, but you should not be ejaculating. This is a bad practice. It's not a good practice. That little reward of having a physical orgasm does nothing for you. It kills you. In fact, it's death dealing. It's eating from the tree of life.
Mm-hmm.
So I teach people to learn about white tantra and how to enjoy their sex without going to the point of emptying out their system, their vessel,
right?
But keeping it holy and pure. And so it's a process. It's not about people ask me, you know, when am I gonna get illuminated? When's my third eye when do I raise the seed? How do I know when it's raised? Well, you probably won't. You know, you just have to keep improving and doing it and allowing it to take place naturally, because whether you try or not, it's going to happen. You know, you are improving. We were designed that way. You know, like unless you do practice a lot of degeneracy, you know, you will be sublimating. You will be lifting those Christ seeds daily. They will be growing. You know, it's natural.
So will eating like cheese or fish and stuff like that harm it?
Yeah,
it will, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I've gone up to 92 days without releasing, you know, and it's mostly averaging about a month. I realized that when if it's like a new moon that's happening, or even a full moon, sometimes it's like I get possessed, and it's yeah, that's what I found the past few years now that I've been trying to do that, and I'd like to go full a full vegan eating, and preparing my meals ahead of time is the challenge that I've come across right now.
Well,
good.
Well, there are ways of simplifying your life as well. You might want to just have one, maybe two simple meals every day. If you're having 3 meals, simple meals consist of just one thing. You know, like you might just eat carrots, bananas, apples,
Wow.
and because what happens is it gives the system a chance to simplify, and it's a far better way to digest your food. You know, when we have multiple selections of variety of food, some fried, some boiled, roasted, and we've got tens of different spices and vegetables, and all of these concoctions taste great. You know, the cuisine idea is good, but the liver has to process a lot more. So complicated preparation is probably not, you know, the ideal way to go. So if you could simplify their 1 or 2 meals a day at least, you know, that would be advantageous.
That's good advice. I could actually do that with what I'm eating.
Well, I'm only having 2 meals a day. I usually don't eat in the mornings. I'm not hungry for a start, but I like to do my modalities, do all my vitamins, minerals, and whatever else I'm doing, and allow the body to rest. I get hungry at midday and, you know, at dinner time. So I'm having 2 substantial meals a day.
I'm ebbing and flowing with cola, like Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola. I stopped that for a while, and then I can go back on it again. And it's just there, you know. I go to eat somewhere, and that it's there, so I get one. And I like to just drink the water that I drink. So
Yeah, what sort of water are you drinking?
I like Ice Mountain water, and I have a Hinkley Springs tap that I have at home, a big water bottle. But then I get like hesitated for having plastic water bottles all the time, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge, you know. I had a Brita filter for a while, and I don't know. What do you suggest?
Oh, sorry, I just pressed a button I shouldn't have pressed.
Okay.
Yeah, filtered water, just filter it. And, you know, if you've got a triple filter, is the best. You can get some real cheap ones for about $150 there in America. I've bought 10 of them at least in my last 20 years.
Really?
For family and for myself, you know, every time I move. So you just filter it is fine, I think.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of shit in it, you know.
Yeah, there is.
all city water is
it's heavy
is
fluoride.
totally
Yeah. Well, one thing that my son is the 1 degree Virgo, and I've been told by some that I'm on a cusp from Leo and Virgo, and there's a 5 degree orb, and who knows what to believe. But the what aspects does a one degree sun have that I may need to know or will be beneficial?
well, it's probably the strongest deacon, the first deacon, and it is. Those Virgoans are more Virgoan, and you've got both sun and moon in the first deacon. So the first deacon of every sign is the strongest.
Wow.
It's the cardinal part. The middle part is the fixed part, and then the last 20 to 10 degrees is the mutable part of every sign. So it's quite strong. It's a direct trine from not a trine. It's what am I trying to say? I'm on the 24th of March, so I'm also in the first degrees of Aries. Very strong. You know, my sun is in the 2nd degree of Aries. Yours is in the 1st degree of Virgo. So it is on the cusp. You still do feel the influences of Leo. You can't deny that. You do have that heart, passion, lion coming through, but you're definitely 100% Virgoan. It's just that cusp is going to blend in for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And people tell me that the Pluto in the first house makes me a pretty forceful kind of person.
Yeah, well, both you and I have Pluto and Uranus in the first house. So forceful, powerful, eclectic, unusual, radical, unconventional.
Transforming.
All of that. Transforming. You've got all of those things, but you've also got Mercury and Venus which softens.
I got a lot. I think when I go on stage, it's going to be a lot for people. People at first are not going to like me when they first see me for the first few seconds. That I have to break it down. It'll be fun.
Well, I mean, you can joke about it. You could probably say, "Look, I've got Pluto in the first house, and I've been told, that have this kind of a nature. So, you might want to make a joke about it.
Yeah, I think I might do that and bring astrology into the fold.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And I'd be making a joke about being a triple Virgo because triple anything is very, very powerful, but Virgoans are known to be, rather eccentric and unusual, and so, that will, make you more, what's the word?
Authentic.
Appealing. Yeah. Because you're able to, pick jokes at yourself as well, rather than giving the impression that you're the one on the stage, you're the receiving the limelight. Self-deprecating sometimes can, bring sympathy from people, and especially for comedians.
And with a Gemini 10th house. I was told I usually I'm going to have like 2 jobs, and I've always had 2 jobs because my mom has the apartment buildings since my dad passed away. She bought apartment buildings, and I've been managing them and also doing whatever job I also do.
Yeah, me too. I've got Gemini in the MC, and I do music and I do syncretism. So
I play bass guitar.
Correct.
I play bass guitar. Yeah, I just bought an acoustic guitar in the fall.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah. I used to sell alarm systems for ADT, an alarm company. I used to go door to door for 100% commission. I used to knock on 100 doors a day, and it was wonderful. I made a lot of money, and I had to be charming enough for them to invite me into the house.
Well, what did you sell?
Alarm systems, ADT.
Yep. Well done. Well done. Well, you've got that. You've got Mercury, Venus conjunct. So you can definitely sell. There's no doubt about that. You've got I like this Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. Now, Jupiter and Venus don't like Virgo, but Mercury does. Okay,
Yeah,
so Mercury has kind of picked them up. So having Venus and Jupiter in Virgo kind of diminishes their goodness.
yes.
So that can make you perhaps less good as you can be at times, but nonetheless, virtue is still a part of your constitution, and especially when you've got Mercury in the middle of them. So he's the mediator. So this conjunction, the whole conjunction, is a very nice stellium.
All right, thank you, Santos.
Yeah, for sure, brother.
I always look forward to your videos. They're really great.
Well, I thank you.
You
Thank
really
you
help
for
me
your
a lot.
donation, your contribution, your support. Yeah.
Will do. I gotta look at your Patreon page some more. You've got just so much information, especially with the flat Earth stuff. It's really great.
Well, make sure you go to my YouTube channel. Yeah. I had a heart attack this morning. I thought it was
Oh my
gone.
goodness. Yeah, I would have had too.
And the reason I did was because one of my friends there in America, he called me just before I called you and said my channel is down and so is Bro Sanchez's channel down. They're both friends of mine. So,
wow.
And then I went to mine and I thought, I better just see what's going on with mine, and the same thing.
Wow.
So I was really worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have everything else on your other channel, your other website, though, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You got that one?
Yeah, Mr. Astrotheology.com, right? No, Universal Truth Schools is the one.
Yep.
Yeah.
There.
And your guitar playing is amazing as well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I just play the bass.
Huh. That's enough. It's good enough.
You know what I do actually, Santos? And I just started doing this about a year and a half ago. I meditate with my bass guitar. I put it on, I say a prayer first, and then I put it on for 12 minutes, and then I meditate with one of my bass guitars for 12 minutes. And
Yep.
it's amazing.
Yep.
So
Yep. Great. Great.
yeah, music. I figure music is a language of God. So why not meditate with a language of God?
That's right. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Then that's all the questions I've got.
Oh, thanks, Ioanni.
Ευχαριστώ.
Did I get that?
Ioannis,
Did I get that right?
You did get that right. Yeah.
Bravo.
Ευχαριστώ. It means thank you in Greek.
Πάρα πολύ.
Πάρα πολύ.
Και εσύ, πάρα πολύ.
Ευχαριστώ. Γεια σου.
Γεια σου, αδελφέ μου.
Αδελφέ μου.
Γεια σου.
Γεια σου. Χάρηκα.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you got a lot of knowledge there.